Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so this is part three, or I guess the third installment of. I swear I'll think of a cool name for this series later on. But basically, this is part three to getting back into Master Duel, I guess you could call it. So right now, you can see I just used Ash. My opponent just ended with one of the most annoying cards of all time. Shit, I forgot. I keep thinking Vanity's Fiend, but either way, at first I was thinking, man, the Ash kind of really slowed down my opponent right there. But then I realized, wait a minute. I saw what they were playing. I was like, this okay? They just hit me with the Fiend. Luckily, thank goodness Sunrise got over that, and then his Judgment to me. And they're using that new spell card that I think Monarchs really like. So I was thinking, this better not be some kind of stun deck. And I was like, I saw that monster, and I'm like, oh no, I'm playing against Runic Stun, aren't I? So, and then when I saw that, I was like, okay, I don't feel bad anymore for what I'm about to do. Yep. And I saw that, and I was like, yep, it's Runic Stun. I'm like, oh, God. So, that was a fun way to start this one. But anyways, so if you want to see more Master Duel videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos. Using heroes and Yubel to climb to the top. So if you want to see that, like if you want to see hero and Yubel content, shoot, let me know if you want to see more. So, anyways, back to the game. My opponent just played Fossil Dyna. Oh man! So I was thinking, what did I do to deserve this? So I'm gonna attack with Sinister Necrom. I'm gonna use Sunrise's effect to try to blow up a card. Even though they did vanish my monster, Sinister Necrom's effect did go off. I mean, even though they did banish Sunrise, I still got to blow up a card. So I was able to actually attack directly with Necrom, and I just played Fusion Destiny because I wanted to wait till they had no cards in the field to use Fusion Destiny, because that way I could just do this. So, draw phase, and my opponent's scoops right there. I do not feel bad. I do not feel bad when playing against Runic Stun. So, that was game one. If you're new to this series, first off, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? I like to do at least 5 games a week. So, that was the first one. This is the second one. It looks like I'm playing against Blue Eyes. Now, I'm no stranger when it comes to playing against Blue Eyes. I've played against the deck tons of times. There are 2 cards you want to hit. First off, though, if you're a hero player, try to get Darklaw on the field as fast as possible if you're going to turn 1. Darklaw really screws Blue Eyes. But if you're going second, 2 cards that are very important to hit if you open them up. 1, Imperm is, or any kind of negation, Veiler, stuff like that. You always save that for their Link monster. And always use Ash Blossom for their, I forgot what the card is called. But I'll put a picture of it. So, luckily, the Imperm did slow them down. So, I'm just able to go off. I'm going to normal Strato. I'm going to get Stratos thanks to, yeah, I normaled it. Search gold, use gold effect, and get out prison. And then I'm going to dump Malicious. And now I'm going to do the standard, standard hero play. Gonna link off into Crusader, and I made sure to bring back Denier. That way I can use his effect to get back Malicious, but I also still have Denier's effect to summon itself for the turn. Because remember, once per turn, if you special summon Denier, you get to shuffle back a Malicious, but only once per duel you could summon it could summon itself. So you gotta be careful how you use that. So I'm actually gonna be able to search out Ferris, Ditch, Neos, go increase, get Vion, and use Vion to send Necrom, banish, and get Poly. Right now, thanks to Necrom, I'm going to be able to banish it and go into Hellrider. I know it's not called Hellrider in the TCG, but it sounds cooler. So I'm going to use Poly to go into Sunrise to search Miracle Fusion. And from here, I'm going to actually link them off to go back into Wonder Driver so I can get back Polymerization. Yep, right here. And this is why it was important to make sure you use them separately. That way you have an extra summon. So now I can just go to DPE. Now from here, I'm going to use Miracle Fusion, banish Neos and Stratos, and get out Infernal Rage. And thanks to Infernal Rage, and I already had Rare Contacts, I'm going to tribute all 3 to go into Plasma. Now, my opponent's going to try to summon Blue Eyes White Jet, but luckily, thanks to Plasma negating its effect, and DP pretty much making its attack points nothing, I still got this game right here. So, Oh man, that was really good. GG. I have a friend who plays Blue Eyes all the time. You're familiar with the channel, you probably seen his videos. I'm used to the matchups, so I know what to hit when I'm playing heroes. So that's game two. Now on to game three. So my opponent's going to try to do some Fenixmith shenanigans. Oh boy. So my opponent's going to go into the Fabled Lurie, and we all know how that works. Go into Requiem, and let's be real, you've seen one hero, Fenixmith deck. You've seen them all. So no point to really do anything. I didn't open up any hand traps, so I can't really stop them. Although a little piece of advice for anyone new playing against Fenixmith, especially on Master Duel, because I think they haven't been out that long on Master Duel. Always save your Ash, Imperm, Veiler, whatever, those kind of cards, for the Requiem. Always use it on Requiem. Because after that, you got them to waste their Lurie, and they're pretty much usually stuck after that. But I didn't open up any of those, so hey, what can you do, right? So my opponent's going to... So I think my opponent was playing some kind of Infernoid deck mixed with Fenixmith. It's still a Fenixmith deck at the end of the day, let's be honest here. So I'm going to draw, and I'm going to normal summon my Vion. Now, the reason I normal summon Vion is because I want to dump my Shadow Mist to be able to search out gold. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to basically bait out any negates my opponent has, which, good thing I did right there. And now I'm just going to Polymerization right here and use them to go into Sunrise. Thanks to Sunrise, I'll be able to search Miracle Fusion, but unfortunately my opponent negated right there. Now, this is what I wanted. Yes, I did miss out on getting Miracle Fusion, but I got to use Fusion Destiny for free. And like I said, that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to use DP's effect, blow up both our cards, and now Sunrise has a free swing. But unfortunately, their card managed to send Sunrise to the grave. So instead, now that the field is open, I'm just gonna, do some plays with Cross Crusader and all them. Here, though, I actually make a mistake in hindsight. I'll explain in a sec. Now, the reason I did this is because I was thinking maybe I could just tribute them off. But first off, I forgot to attack right there. That was my bad. But because during mid combo, I realized something better I should have done. What I should have done is use Cross Crusader to bring back DP from the grave and just attack 4100 right there. That was my bad right there. My opponent is going to Maximi, sadly, but luckily I get DP back. So I'm just going to normal summon and there. Because if I had attacked the first time, I could have just brought back Malicious one more time and actually could have gotten game right there. But hey, what can you do, right? So I'm just going to wait it out. So my opponent is going to use the Water Milch Army on me. If I remember right, that means every time I summon from the hand, if I remember right. I know it's not flawless because I summoned a lot from the extra deck, so that would have been a lot better, actually. So now I'm going to do the play that I originally wanted to do, but I couldn't get enough bodies. I'm going to tribute all three, go Plasma. And I pretty much got it right here because even if my opponent can, do anything, they really can't get over Plasma right now because they got rid of all their stuff. But they did open up Imperm, though. And now they're going to try to use some spell. Luckily, it's a continuous spell, so I'm just going to use DP's effect. I'm going to blow up the set Super Poly because I can't really use it right now. So I might as well keep DP in the field to keep their attack completely low. And I draw, and I just go for game right there. I pretty much had this game as soon as I blew up their Fenixmith cards, but it would have been more efficient to do what I said first and go Cross Crusader, use his effect to bring back DP, and just go for attack. I would have won sooner, but at the end of the day, I still had it. So on to game 4, I think. Yeah, I think so. So first up, I'm going to try to use Hero Lives, and I get Stratos, but they had the Imperm. So luckily, I already had Evil Assault, so I'm going to ditch Shadow Mist, get Prison, effect of my Shadow Mist, add Ferris to hand, ditch Malicious, and pretty much just go off from here. I was thinking, okay, any minute now I'm going to see the Rock. Okay, but luckily nothing. So I'm going to link off Malicious on Increase in order to go Cross Crusader. Yep, bring back Denier and Denier's effect, put back Malicious, and I can still summon Denier by its own effect. Now I'm going to search out Stratos just so I can have an extra body on field. I'm going to search out Plasma. So now I'm going to go into Deceiver. Thanks to Deceiver, I'll be able to add Neos to hand. And now this Polymerization and fuse Stratos with Neos. Obviously, I'm going to go into Sunrise. The reason I'm going to Sunrise is because since I'm going turn 1, I'd rather set up my plays rather than just try to like go for a game. If I was going second, I would actually go into I would go Wingman first, then use this effect to summon Sunrise. That way I could have Wingman in the field. I mean, in the grave to just Miracle Fusion off to go into Wingman. But since I'm going first, I want to set up a field instead. That's the big difference whether you're going turn 1 or 2 with heroes. Because the deck can actually go either way. You can either build a field going turn 1, or you can try to blow up their field going turn 2. So, again, food for thought. So I'm going to Dark Fusion right here. And now I'm going to go into Backfire. Because this is the big difference right here. If you're going turn 1, you go Backfire so you can search out your Dark Supremacy. But if you're going turn 2, you go Bane so you can blow up their field. So now I'm going to go Plasma again. And this is just a sweet field. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm playing against Labyrinth. Okay, so main goal, absorb their big mommy to piss them off, because messing with Labyrinth players is hilarious, because and they pretty much can't do anything. I guess they've never seen Plasma before because locked out their field. So that was game 4. Now on to game 5. I think I remember this game. So I'm going to go Hero Lives, get Stratos, search a gold, use Gold's effect to search out Evil Assault. Basically, I'm trying to bait out any Ash or Veiler or stuff like that. So I'm going to use Evil Assault, Summon Prison, now I have Malicious and Denier both in the grave. And I'm going to link off to go into Crusader. Crusader's effect, bring back Denier. Denier's effect, shuffle back Malicious. And I'm going to tribute off to go into to search Ferris. Now I'm going to bring out Malicious again, link off to go to Deceiver so I can search out Neos. The reason I need Neos now is because in order to use Ferris, I have to discard a hero card. So I needed it. So I'm just going to do that. Get Increase, Summon Vion's effect, dump Shadow Mist so I can search out another hero. The reason I'm going to search out Necrom is so I can just do this, search out Polymerization, and just fuse. Well, first I'm going to go into Wonder Driver, but first it's so I can use Polymerization to fuse Stratos and the Necrom in my hand to go into Sunrise. Not only do I get Sunrise, I can search out Miracle Fusion, but now Necrom's in the grave to use for later. So I'm just going to banish and go Wingman. Summon to the arrow that Wonder Driver points to so I can get Polymerization back, and I'll be able to search out Favorite Contact. And this is why I need a Necrom in the grave, so I can go into Hell Rider so I can search out Dark Fusion. Now I'm going to use Dark Fusion and fuse Wingman with my Prison, so I can go into Backfire. And now I'll be able to search Dark Supremacy. Malicious effect, one more time, banish, and now use Polymerization, and go into DPE. I really got to hurry because the timer was running out. So set Super Poly for later and set 2 more, and I'm pretty good. And not only that, I got Droll and Lockbird just in case, and I also got Nib in case they get through my field. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, no way. I am going to Dark Supremacy that now. I do not want to deal with more Fenixmith. And then I saw this, I was like, oh, God, it's tier limits. Oh, boy, tier limits. You know, I have a funny story that I might want to do later. Like, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Like, a couple of months, last year, I did a couple story videos, and I'll share, I have a hilarious one involving me just completely pissing off a tier limits player when Shizu tier limit was at full power. Because they were mad they were losing to heroes. If you want to hear that story video, let me know in the comments. Like the video so I know there's interest. But, yeah, I'm familiar with tier limits. Because I've played against this deck so many times it was at full power. Because so many fucking people wanted to play it. For obvious reasons. So, right here I'm going to Droll. But I'm also going to be able to use Super Poly. The reason I'm going to Super Poly is the same reason why I wanted to make sure I had Vion on field. So I could fuse off Wingman with Vion. to go into Neoslore so I could steal their monster. So they did manage to still get their effect to send Sunrise to the grave, but luckily I could just now I can just steal their monster. And now they're doing standard Shizu tier limits shenanigans. Get shuffling back my cards. Okay, now I'm just gonna use Sunrise effect. I'm gonna target Neoslord because Neoslord can't be destroyed by card effects, so I just basically blow up one of their cards for free at the end phase, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna use Dark Supremacy, shuffle back my cards before they do. Let's see. Now they're gonna be able to set Neoslord face down, and let's see. So because of that, now I got to use some DP's effect to blow himself up, but I'm still going to use the effect and be able to bring itself back later. And yep, free fusion summon must be nice. Oh boy, just kidding. But I'm gonna use Evil Assault's effect. When I saw this, I was like, oh boy, okay, what do they do? Okay, another body. I know, right? It must be fun having 2 turns. Jesus. Yep, Dark Fusion, and because I because I already knew Neoslord what it was, I can still use it as a fusion material to go into Bane. And it should be pretty obvious what I'm going to do here. They're going to get their card back, but it's not going to be on the field for long. They're going to do that. But first, Bane, blow up the field. Yeah, nice. And now I'm going to Miracle Fusion right here to go into Sunrise because this is why I used Dark Supremacy's effect to shuffle back Sunrise. That way I could use it again. So they're down to 700. Unfortunately, I couldn't get game just yet there, but it's pretty safe to say I got this. And draw, and yep, go for game. Time to show tier limits what a real fusion deck looks like, right? But anyways, that was all 5 games. So yeah, tier limits really annoying to play against. Oh boy. But anyways, so that's the entire thing. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. And if you're enjoying these videos, you want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to hear that story video where I really pissed off tier limits player because of how much he spent on his deck and he was losing to a rogue deck, let me know in the comments. I'd love to tell that story. It'd be hilarious. But until then, thank you so much for if you made it this far. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.